many people believe that there are factors at play that are making a home purchase a risky investment or risky financial decision to make right now. These factors include the likelihood that we are in the middle of another housing bubble, to the possibility of a recession due to uncertainty in the global economy, and 3, the difficulty of affording the down payment and or closing costs associated with purchasing a home due to a lack of capital. Now, I'll address these one at a time so that you can fully understand how each will or won't affect you and make your own determination as to whether or not now would be a good time to purchase a home. So, the first factor, which would be the looming housing bubble. Now, let me first say this. There have been too many fail-safe procedures introduced into the market since the recession of 2008 for there to really be a bubble in the same way that there was back then. It simply won't happen. What will happen, however, is what we call in the industry a market correction. Now, the housing industry behaves in a cyclical manner. This means that there will be a period of growth for a certain amount of time, followed by a period of regression. And this has been going on since the beginnings of the real estate industry. Now, we have been in a period of growth for roughly the past 7 or 8 years. So it is only reasonable to expect that the period of regression is on its way. Now, what does this mean for you if you want to buy a home? Well, to be honest, it kind of doesn't mean anything. Because of the fact that we are not so much in a bubble as we were a decade ago, that means that the prices that you see homes selling for now are not artificial and they're not overly inflated. So while prices will dip during the period of regression, they're not likely to be so egregious as to bankrupt you. And they're also likely to rebound again once the market picks back up. So unless you're an investor who wants to flip homes, or unless you plan on moving within the first 3 to 5 years of purchasing your home, you shouldn't really see any adverse effect from buying a home in today's market. Now, on to the second factor, which would be the possibility of a global recession. Now, as I mentioned when talking about the housing bubble, even a global recession shouldn't result in a significant drop in housing values as a result of the laws and requirements that have been put in place as a result of the last one. What I will say, however, is that if you are currently working at a job that is particularly vulnerable to the state of the global economy, you may want to get some assurances before making a move, or put away enough savings to provide for yourself and your family should the worst happen, which should be at least 6 months worth of expenses. Now, if you don't have a job like that or you have other sources of income, the possibility of a recession should not prevent you from purchasing the home. Now, the last factor that I'm going to talk to you about is the affordability factor. Now, in my time as a realtor, I have spoken to a lot of people who've expressed to me their concern over not having enough money for the down payment for the home or for closing costs. What many people don't know, however, is that as long as your income is sufficient enough and your credit score is high enough, you can get those costs wrapped into your home mortgage. Now, you're going to want to speak with a mortgage representative to check on your qualifications for one of those programs, and if you want, I can recommend one to you. But if the reason why you haven't bought a home yet is because you think you don't have enough funds, you may have more options than you think. So those are the 3 common myths that I've come across when it comes to the reasons why people aren't ready to buy a home. If you'd like to go over your situation and see what route would be best for you to take, please don't hesitate to give me a call. So thanks for watching, and I hope you found this information to be helpful.